More than half of men have never even thought about increasing their semen volume, and it shows every time they finish. They don't realize that a bigger, heavier load isn't just for ego, it's a primal signal that turns her on at a subconscious level. When you increase your volume, you're not just making a bigger mess, you're making a bigger, deeper impression. It's a physical marker of masculinity that her body and brain respond to without her even realizing it. Most guys think they're delivering the goods, but they're really firing off like a leaky super soaker in September. And you can see it in her eyes, that quick flash of "that's it," before she remembers to fake the afterglow smile. But when you know how to train your body for maximum output, you go from forgettable to unforgettable in one night. I'm talking about the kind of finish that has her staring at you wide-eyed like you just rewired her entire nervous system. Because here's the truth, every orgasm you give her is either locking you into her memory or slowly making you replaceable. If you keep finishing like the average guy, she won't even remember your name in 6 months. I'm making this video to walk you through exactly how to turn your body into a high-pressure, full-capacity, blow-her-mind kind of machine. And once you feel that kind of release, you'll never want to go back to the weak, forgettable way most men will finish. Not only will I be diving into supplements that you can take, but real-life practical advice that can be used in the bed today. I'll start with a quick freebie. If you've only got a few hours before you see her and you want to blow a bigger load, chug 2 liters of water right now. Add a packet of electrolytes and a teaspoon of L-arginine powder and let that start hydrating your entire system. Within a couple of hours, your body will have more fluid in circulation. Your prostate will be primed and your orgasm will literally feel heavier. It's not the long-term fix, but it's the fastest way to show up tonight like you've been planning this for weeks. See, the big issue is most men don't realize your semen volume is directly tied to your hydration, minerals, and the health of your accessory glands. That means if you're even slightly dehydrated, you're already setting yourself up for a weak, unimpressive finish. Think about it, your body is not going to prioritize semen production if it's already struggling to keep your brain hydrated. So before you worry about pills or fancy supplements, get the basics locked in like your life depends on it. From there, you start stacking the easy wins. Zinc from oysters or a supplement, a quick boost of vitamin C, and a meal with some healthy fats. Zinc is literally one of the raw materials for semen production, and most guys are deficient without even knowing it. Healthy fats help stabilize your hormones for the night so your body has the raw power to deliver. And yes, this means avoiding alcohol before you see her unless you want to drain your volume before you even start. The goal here is simple. Walk in with a body that's fully fueled, fully hydrated, and ready to unload like a cannon. That first night matters because she will remember if you gave her something worth bragging about. If your finish feels weak, she might not say it out loud, but her body clocked it instantly. Show up tonight with this quick stack protocol and you're already way ahead of 90% of men she's ever been with. All right, so that's your one night fix, but here's the truth. What really blows her mind is when that performance becomes your normal. When you finish, it's not a lucky accident, it's the way your body operates without even trying. Most guys don't even realize there's a way to condition your system so that bigger volume is the default setting. And once you lock this in, you're not just impressing her tonight, you're cementing your reputation for life. Let's talk about the 4 intermediate tricks you can use to improve. If you want permanent results, first you need to start training your pelvic floor. Most men only ever think about Kegels for women, but the male pelvic floor is the pump that drives your ejaculation force and volume. Do 10-second holds 10 times, 3 times a day, and you'll notice within weeks your orgasms are not only bigger, but they're much more intense. This isn't bro science. Stronger pelvic muscles literally help squeeze every last drop out of your system. Next, you've got to fuel your testosterone the right way because low T means low production, period. That means 8 hours of quality sleep, heavy compound lifts in the gym, and getting sunlight on your skin every day. Your body makes semen from proteins, fats, minerals, and hormones. So if you're starving yourself or stressed out, you're cutting your own supply off. Think of it like running a factory. No materials, no energy, no product, no matter how hard you try. Another game changer, full rest days between ejaculations if you're chasing maximum volume. Your prostate and seminal vesicles refill in a cycle. And if you're draining that tank daily, you're never really hitting peak capacity. 3 to 4 days of buildup with foreplay heavy teasing in between makes the eventual release something she would feel in her bones. And when she feels that difference, trust me, she'll start counting down the days just as much as you do. You've got to treat your hydration and diet like you're prepping for a fight every single day. That means 3 liters of water, trace minerals, high quality fats, and avoiding anything that dries you out like excess caffeine or alcohol. Your semen is about 90% fluid, so If you're dry, your finish will always feel flat and underwhelming. Make your baseline healthy and loaded, and the big nights will be on a whole other level. All right, so now you're fully primed, the tank's full, the pressure's built, but here's where most guys still blow it. They spend all that time loading up and then waste it with sloppy pacing or bad technique when it actually counts. Volume isn't just about what's inside you, it's about how you handle the moment from the first kiss to the last thrust. So let's talk about exactly what to do in bed to make every drop count and hit her like a wave. From this, I have 4 advanced tips. The first thing you need to master is edging. And I don't mean half-assed stop-start. I mean riding that wave until your whole body's begging to unload. Start slow, focus on her pleasure first, but keep your strokes deep and deliberate so your own arousal is climbing without tipping over. Every time you feel yourself getting too close, change the rhythm, slow your breathing, and grind against her instead of thrusting, or vice versa. This keeps the pressure building in your prostate like a dam about to burst, and that's what creates those insane surges when you finally do let go. Position matters more than you think because certain angles push right against your prostate and keep your arousal in the red zone. Reverse cowgirl with her grinding back on you or you pulling her hips down hard gives you maximum internal stimulation and control. Doggy with your hips tilted slightly forward into her G-spot is another cheat code for building intense pressure without hitting your peak too soon. And the whole time keeping one hand on her body, hips, ass, or lower back, grounding her while you build your own charge. You also want to play with sensory overload because the more turned on your brain is, the more intense the release will be. This means whispering exactly what you're going to do to her in a slow, filthy tone while you keep those strokes steady. Add in a deep kiss mid-thrust, a hand pulling the back of her hair or your thumb on her clit, stacking sensations until she's trembling. The goal here isn't just to make her calm, it's to have both of you teetering on the edge so that when you let go, it's just absolute chaos. When you finally decide to finish, you don't just collapse into it, you push through it. Lock your core, keep thrusting through the contractions, and milk every spasm out of your body until you physically can't anymore. That's how you turn one orgasm into a full body event that keeps pumping shot after shot instead of just one sad dribble. And when you pull out, she'll feel like she's just been hit with a fucking tidal wave. All right, you've got the load built, the control locked in, and the finish hitting like a freight train, but there's one last upgrade. It's the difference between leaving her smiling in the sheets and leaving her completely desperate for only you and no other man ever again. Most guys never even think about it, which is exactly why it works so well when you do it. And if you get this one thing right, she'll remember the way you finished more than anything you did before it. The last thing you need to master is the post-peak push, and it's where almost every man quits too early. Right when you hit your climax, your instinct will be to slow down or pull out, and that's when you double down. You keep thrusting, keep your rhythm locked, push through every single contraction until you've drained every ounce from your body. That last 30 seconds is what takes you from a good to holy shit just happened to her. If you really want to level it up, combine that push with her orgasm and better yet 2 in a row. Time your finish to when she's at her peak and the muscle contractions inside her will literally squeeze more out of you. Grip her hips hard, keep your eyes locked on her, and make her feel every pulse inside of her body. She'll remember the exact moment you finish, not just because of the volume, but because of how intensely you claimed it. Right after, don't just roll over or pull away like you finished a workout. Own it. Own the aftermath. Stay inside of her, hold her close, and let your breathing slow together until you feel her body fully relax. That afterglow is where she emotionally bonds the memory of the best sex of her life with you specifically. And once that association is locked in, no amount of flirting from another guy can rewire what you just did. You've just turned one orgasm into a physical event, an emotional high, and a mental imprint she'll carry for years. Most guys never even scratch the surface of this because they're too focused on their own moment. But if you take the time to learn these moves, stack them right, and finish like this, you'll stand out forever. And that's how you make sure she's still thinking about you long after the sheets have dried. You've now got the exact formula to finish stronger, last longer, and leave her completely wrecked in the best possible way. But this is just one piece of the puzzle if you want to be the man she never forgets, because the truth is her body remembers patterns, and the more patterns you master, the harder it is for her to ever replace you. And that's exactly why you can't stop here. Click the next video, YouTube's lining up for you. We're diving into something she'll never tell you out loud, but always craves behind closed doors. Watch that next, and let's turn you into the guy she tells her friends about for the rest of her life.